What an incredible practice.
Hello and welcome everyone and all to a brand new career mode video today. Now today we're actually going to do obviously the second episode. Okay, so this probably be going out on air around 10 o'clock tonight, I think, or somewhere in that region. But nonetheless, the second point I'll make is the reason I'm doing a recorded video, not a live stream for Jeddah, is simply because I want to do my live stream for Miami tomorrow, plus in the evening I want to get on to
Welcome to the
Imola
Jeddah Corniche, one of the
and
fastest
do
circuits on the calendar.
a
And
live
let's
stream
see
there.
who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
So right, there we go. So
Okay,
that's the
radio
intro
check, radio check.
to qualifying. As I said, you know, the reason why we're doing it now, this video, is simply because I want to get basically a live stream
ready?
tomorrow in the morning,
Okay,
and
let's
a
go.
live stream hopefully tomorrow in the afternoon. So one before the race, one after the race for the Spanish Grand Prix, and do that. That's my aim. Whether or not it does come like that to fruition, who knows, but that is going to be my plan for tomorrow. So to get Jeddah out of the way, I've just decided to do a recorded race, pre-recorded around Jeddah, and get this episode done with, get this episode out of the way. Right now we are leading the championship by 21 points coming into this round. We have put in a new internal combustion unit into the car, so how that helps us out is going to be discovered. I'm going to try and whiz through qualifying just so we can get in a full race, well 50% race distance, which usually takes around 40 to 50 minutes. They can, so if I time this absolutely correct, shouldn't take more than an hour this stream or video. But yeah, Jeddah, obviously second night race of the season for us. True night qualifying, obviously, as you can see it in the dark. Sun has well and truly set. But yeah, first Jeddah race of our career. We are doing the full 24 race calendar as well, so that's another thing to consider. So yeah, so far we are the only driver to have a repeat win this season in Bahrain. Obviously, if you haven't watched the Bahrain live stream, do go please check it out. Basically how we won was through doing a one stop. Anyway, on with this lap around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Here we go then. The DRS wide open as we come across the start finish line and down into turn one. Ooh, a little bit of a kick out of the rear there. Almost doing a Lando Norris like he did in real life. Getting too greedy, too soon on the power. Had a pretty nice actual turn, just the rear kicked out. 33.2, not the best first sector, but not the worst. Do have a few upgrades fitted to the car as we clunk the wall. This overall might be my worst track as we clunk the wall again. Yikes, this lap isn't really developing into a good one, I don't think. Do keep hitting with track limits, which is good, I suppose. Right, let's let unleash. We'll try to 29.7 for Oscar Piastri on his first run. What is our first run going to be? Around final corner. I think it's going to be into the 130s, just not as quick. Yeah, so 130.0. So practically the same as the last race. We did a 130.1, I think, on our first run. But yeah, it is right now 2 McLarens in 1 and 2.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So unlike Bahrain, McLaren's showing a bit more pace then a bit of speed of turn finally for the first time in this career mode, as they should. Because, let's be honest, McLaren in this career mode so far, I don't want to be too critical, but they haven't been realistically where they, you know, sort of reflect in real life. They sort of, you know, been a bit off that, you know, compared to real life. Real life, practically, I don't know if the word dominating quite fits the criteria, but they are winning a lot more now compared to what they used to, or have been used to in the years that have gone by prior to that. So yeah, they've been again, I don't know whether the word dominating is the correct fit for that word, because to me dominating is what Mercedes did, what Red Bull did, and for me McLaren, whilst they're certainly beating their competition, they're not miles ahead like we saw what Mercedes were. Like, Mercedes were in different postcodes at times, you know, and it's not like that. Only Miami this season's been like that, where I would truly say, wow, McLaren dominated, if you know where I'm coming from. But yeah, as I'm saying, like, you know, even then, they're still getting a lot of, like, great results. 1-2s, wins, a lot of strong podiums, first thirds, sort of thing. And that's what they are getting at the moment. But I wouldn't call it domination, to be precise, if you know where I'm coming from. Or I hope you know where I'm coming from. Anyway, try and get on with this second run as quickly as possible, because obviously, again, I want to limit this qualifying session to about 10 minutes. So we'll get on with it. And yeah, we'll go out basically towards the end of qualifying, as per usual. Right now, we're down in 6th, which, okay, isn't too bad. Like, pretty normal for where we would be anyway. This point in a qualifying session, as it seems to happen. Right, we're going to go out about now. So, still only a 3/10 deficit. That's all we've got to make up, which, to be fair, we're going to take anyway the fuel out now, which is going to certainly probably give us naturally a couple of tenths in the car. So, that's at least a couple tenths found. Where we find the other few tenths is solely got to come down to other factors at play here. Now, I'm not sure what the fastest lap time is, whether that, because I'm just seeing one of the McLarens, I think, being rolled back into the garage, so that would suggest to me that they've...
Right, so far, our best lap, 1:30.0.
Yeah, that would suggest to me that the... what do you call it? Just want to know.
Fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 29.7.
Okay, so it's still 29.7 to beat, despite seeing a McLaren being wheeled back into the garage. So yeah, I was just wondering, has that McLaren done a faster lap, or if that McLaren hasn't? And clearly, the answer is no. So yeah, if we just tidy things up, definitely 3/10 is in the realms of realism, I would have to go and say. We do have actually a bit of an update on the car this race. Got a new beam wing, so is that going to make the car better? Antonelli up in 7th, so I think that's good. Sign of improvement. Where can Kimi Antonelli qualify in this qualifying session? Obviously, we will find out shortly. But nonetheless, so got 49 seconds to the line, lots of clean air, which is what you like to see. You never want to be stuck in traffic or be in the dirty air, let's face it. But here we go then, on our second qualifying lap. Lando Norris doing a 29.5. We get a massive slide there. That's cost us a couple tenths. Lots of understeer as well. Not good. So a couple tenths down right now on Lando Norris, who's currently set the provisional fastest lap. Can we get this pole? Small brush of the wall, slightly off track as well, but still valid. And only improving by a tenth of a second, so this might be our worst qualifying of the season here. As we chuck it into the final corner, we're deep, we're wide, and it ain't gonna be any improvement in the end. So we're gonna start this race from 8th position, which is really not the result we came to Jeddah for. Wow, that was not a good qualifying by us. And yeah, that is a very poor result. Probably could have been pole if we hooked it up correctly, but we didn't. And there we go. We're gonna have to start in the traffic in P8, right in the middle of the field as well. So not good at all, I don't think. Anyhow.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't
Kimi
worry,
Antonelli
we'll be back tomorrow
will start
as we head into the Grand Prix.
down in up in 5th. But it is a McLaren front row. Lando Norris takes pole from Oscar Piastri. So, yeah, the Apex GP cars really starting to become good, actually. I do hope that maybe, because I've read up something that they could be a bit bugged. And I hope that isn't the case. I genuinely hope that isn't the case. If it is, it could kind of ruin our season a little bit. I just don't know. But that's a very strong showing. I just want to have a look at the performance index. Where is Apex GP? Okay, so they're kind of on a par with Williams, which, okay, they have improved drastically. They're not obviously right now near us, but they have improved very, very fast, actually. Yeah, which might explain why Josh got a couple points on the board, but yeah, good chance actually Apex GP score a couple more points after this race, so that is certainly something that they're going up in the pecking order quite quickly. But as I say, they are in a way a bit alarmingly going up in the pecking order, which I did read. That could be a bit of a bug or something, I'm not sure. If it is, I don't know if there's a way, well, can't do anything about it this season, but I do wonder if we could maybe remove them from the grid for next season, I hope. Because what I don't want to happen, get into season 3 or whatever, and that they're miles ahead, that would be a bit annoying. Because even we aren't developing at that fast of a rate. We're developing, I'd say, pretty fast,
on the
but not
shores
that
of the
fast.
Red Sea in the lower Hijaz mountain. And alongside
So, again, kind of got to get on with it. Can't really watch all these things, cinematics.
Check, please. Radio check.
But, yeah, so it is going to be a one-stop by the looks of it.
Okay,
which,
here we go.
compared to previous races, is different. I'm going to try and extend that first stint a little bit. But yeah, that's all we're going to do as we set now away on our formation lap. So for us, really, I think top 5, maybe top 4 is where we've got to aim for. Try and get some solid points out of this race now, considering how bad qualifying went. We really fumbled that, but then again, who knows? Maybe if we get lucky with a safety car or a bit lucky somewhere else, maybe we can do better job than that.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Just the car, whilst I feel like the setup's on the car, it just feels understeery at the moment. No real solution for that. I don't think there's going to be in this race. So it's good to maybe crank on a little bit of wing at the pit stop. That could be a bit of a solution to combat that. But that's going to have to be applied next pit stop. But I don't know how this car's going to handle in race trim. Maybe it handles better. I doubt we're going to win this race, considering where the McLarens are now. In fact, they're at the front. So, with that fact in mind, yeah, I think this is going to be, well, should be a McLaren victory, at least a McLaren double podium, I'm suspecting, of first and somewhere. It's just a question of where that other somewhere is. Is it first third, first second? So this could be a very good race for the McLarens, who best result I think this season is second and third from Australia, if you don't include the Oscar Piastri win in China. I think that is probably the best team result so far. Kind of goes back to the point I made earlier. McLaren haven't been at their best in this career mode so far, but are they now about to unleash a little bit of performance? Anyway.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
Here we go then.
The start
red lights are about to come on.
Be ready with the clutch.
What is round number 5? Or round 6? I think it's about it. It's lights out and away we go. We get an okay start. Not a great second phase, just like last time really. But down the inside, kind of having to avoid a little bit of contact actually. Antonelli going the wrong way. He was really in a bit of a slide there, as Verstappen is now up into 5th ahead of our teammate. We get up into 7th behind our teammate of Kimi Antonelli, and Kimi Antonelli is the next driver up the road for us. Obviously scored some good points last time with getting some 6 points on the board. Certainly helps us out for constructor battle, but can we get past early on? Kind of want to, going around the outside of Andrea here, or at least trying to just get this move done as early as possible, because that's what's probably going to set me up for later on in the race. If we can get some of these moves done early, we do have a chance of winning this one. So here we go then on Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I think we're going to get the move done here, and we do. So that's us up into then 6th at least, behind Max Verstappen, who could have won last race, to be fair to him, had we not done the one stop. I think, you know, that was so pivotal in terms of the race result. Obviously, well, he's got the track position at the moment, just like he did in Bahrain. But here should be an easy one stop for both myself and the AI. It's looking like. There's Andrea Kimi Antonelli coming back at us. There's Leclerc and Verstappen still fighting, still side by side. They've been side by side for such a long time. They're still going to go side by side. It's kind of compromising us all though, so I'm kind of glad that it's finally ended that little battle. Yeah, just a bit more of a compromise really, and a hindrance. Close, so slow though. Verstappen's already dropped Charles. As we now go on the attack here. I think it's a double DRS splash, so get the move done there. And now we can try and do a bit more damage here.
Nice work,
unless
mate.
it's not. Maybe it's not. No. Okay, so that's annoying. So Charles is going to come back at us there with the DRS. Hopefully don't get DRS on the Verstappen. Don't think he does. Which I suppose is the only good news out of that. We will get then the DRS and it will get that move redone.
Okay, no issues with tyre
Back
wear
now up
Keep taking care of them.
into the top 5. So next up is Max Verstappen. Obviously Leclerc, after he was passed by Verstappen, was quite considerably slower. Don't know how Leclerc's going to handle us if, you know, we're going to be faster than Leclerc. And yeah, we are. Does Leclerc have damage? Because that is very, very slow what Leclerc is doing. Practically able to drop Leclerc in a space of a sector. So yeah, that's not good for Leclerc. Leclerc's 1.6 already behind as we try to catch up to the back of Max Verstappen and what is now effectively a train. So we're now in the leader's train now here, effectively, which is good. Good news for our race, because I'm not saying the race wins now on the cards. I don't want to say that, but certainly a top 3, definitely. And who knows? If we continue this pace, even if Verstappen continues this pace, he'll be in the leads of the race actually very shortly. Obviously we're going to suffer a little bit in this part of the track due to the fact we haven't got any DRS. So those cars with the DRS are just able to slipstream off one another, have the better straight line pace, and therefore will be in a better position.
0.7 seconds.
But yeah, Piastri down now, almost into 4th. He is in 4th, so yeah, Piastri's dropping quite a bit off the lead. Obviously Piastri is the closest driver to us in the championship at the moment. 21 points separate us and himself.
The McLaren drivers just completed a pass for the leader of the race.
And there is a yellow flag. Not sure who that yellow flag's for, if there's been a DNF or whatever. Looks like there might have been. Looks like what the Red Bull of Sonoda, who took the podium last time out in Bahrain. So DRS now active. Sonoda out the Grand Prix. Was that worry Red Bull a little bit with a few reliability concerns here in Jeddah tonight? Nonetheless, now we've got the DRS, and as you can see, we're just able to stick with these cars a lot easier. In terms of race, actually, the car feels very, very good. Car feels absolutely excellent at the moment. So that's good. And contact between Hamilton and Norris, and also a little bit of contact between Verstappen. Verstappen almost put into the wall there. Wow, that's aggressive racing, and they're still side by side. Hamilton side by side with Max Verstappen as they go through this S's, but Verstappen into the lead of the Jeddah Grand Prix here in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, definitely contact between the top 3 then.
Red Bull drivers just completed a pass for the lead.
So that is Max Verstappen into the lead of the Grand Prix. Overall, as we just made a bit of a racing error looking at our phone. It was text message. Oh well. Let's not do that again. That was a silly mistake. Yeah, Verstappen into the lead of the Grand Prix.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Now the question
that
is,
wasn't quite what we needed there, I'm afraid. But listen, not to worry. Get your head down and chin up, and let's focus for the rest of this
pull away?
race.
Because okay, he's into the lead, but thing is, with the slipstream so potent and DRS so powerful here, I think this could be a Grand Prix. Yes, you get into the lead, but doesn't mean you're going to be able to overtake your rivals on the track. So lap 6 of 25. Still Hamilton trying to challenge Verstappen. Verstappen still comes out ahead. So Verstappen remaining into the lead of this Grand Prix.
Verstappen has just moved into first place.
Piastri hasn't quite got the pace. So Piastri's a bit of the one, well, is the driver I need to pass probably here. Yes, helps us out in the championship as well if we pass Piastri. But he is one kind of holding me up at the moment, potentially. Kind of hope he hasn't got the DRS, but I think he will on his teammate. And he has a very bad exit anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. But there is a chance Piastri won't get the DRS this straight. If we're close enough, this might be our best opportunity. Did Piastri get DRS? No, he did not. So, can we get past Oscar Piastri here? Gotta be kind of clever where we're gonna get the move done. I'm not gonna go for it yet, but on the exit, this is a good place to try and get it done, or at least down this second straight. Piastri still without the DRS. Piastri now is going to go down into fourth. He defends the inside line. We go to the outside with the DRS. It's a pretty simple pass. So that is then championship leader ourselves, ahead of then the main driver who's sat then second in the standings. Going to drop at least potentially another 3 points here. And again, just like Leclerc falling really quickly off myself, he's already 9/10. Not as quick as Leclerc, in fact has held on better here, but certainly dropping a little bit. So next up is Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Thing is though, that pace does seem relatively strong. So I think this is where our battle is with in this race today. But if we can get Lando, get Piastri, get Norris, be a good result. Don't forget, Verstappen could have won and probably is going to win this Grand Prix. But Verstappen certainly could have won a few of the last races. I'm not saying he is going to win it, but certainly looking very, very strong. Verstappen is, he's cleared off down the road.
Gap to your teammate behind, 4.0 seconds.
So 4 seconds ahead of Antonelli, who's been quite a strong
The car
racer
behind
today,
to drop back.
by the looks of it.
Beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
Yeah, Piastri certainly not on the money. Now, as a car is feeling this good, I'm not going to make any changes to it. Feels better than what it did in the qualifying. Thing is though, in a straight line, Lando Norris and Hamilton are so quick. A little bit of a tap of the wall, which ain't good, and a warning for good measure. Exceeding track limits. I think that's the first time we have actually exceeded track limits in this race, so not doing too badly in that regard. But yeah, McLaren and Hamilton so fast in a straight line of Norris and Lewis. it's just impossible to really keep up with them in some regard. Hamilton gets the job done, so he's back into second, but still trailing Verstappen, and I do wonder what the gap is to Verstappen. Probably about 2.5, 3 seconds, I'm going to say. The gap between us and Verstappen. Probably between us and Verstappen, it's maybe closer to 3, 4 seconds. But certainly, between the start of this train, about 2, 3. As we get in now.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear,
side effects.
too aggressive.
Indeed, it is. I do agree with that. So got to be a little bit more cautious. And now, though, we're not really at threat of the undercut from behind, which is, I think, good. So. Lap 9 coming on to lap 10. We're only a couple laps away from pit stop window as well after this. Now, I do wonder, do these cars come in a lap sooner? Because our original lap was a lap 11. The original strategy was given me. I've decided to extend to lap 12. I think that's just a bit better in my own personal opinion.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Just because, basically, with that 1 lap extra, yes, we're going to lose out a little bit time-wise, but we should gain it back, hopefully, through being on the fresher compound. And a lap better wear could be a big difference, actually, in this game. Probably not so much here, I don't think, but other circuits certainly be a lot bigger, but still, it'd be an advantage of, even if it's 10th a lap, half a 10th a lap, it's still going to be something, and Lando's going a bit slower now. Is Lando going to come under a bit of a threat from ourselves? As we clank the wall, just again, got to be careful with that, don't want to hit that wall too hard, especially. That would tear off the front wing or whatever, do damage potentially to the car, same there. Small tap, but you know, if you're not tapping the wall, I guess, are you pushing hard enough? No. Lap 11. Still stuck behind Hamilton and Lando. But at least the tyres, you know, feel relatively decent. And yeah, we're starting to learn the tyre model in this game a little bit more now. Can the tyres go as far? Maybe not at some tracks, no. But then we did do a nice one-stop in Bahrain, I think.
DRS is important, so let's try and be as consistent as possible with it, please.
There we go. That's this lap certainly done. Whoa, huge slide. Absolutely devastating slide that is. Car really certainly feeling the effect now of the tyre. The thing is, we've only got one more warning to use now in this race as well. That's the other thing. I've exceeded another track limit
We're seeing
this race.
dangerously high levels of tyre wear now, and we're going to be in trouble unless you either nurse them or come in for a fresh set.
Team urging me to come in. Is anyone coming in? No. Okay, so interestingly, we're not really going to get any sort of undercut, overcut, or whatever. We're just going to be in the same position, and oh my days, Hamilton and Norris, well, not really sure what happened there, but Norris locked up.
For his stop now.
This could be a pivotal moment in the race if we can capitalise. Of course, tyre isn't in a great position, so not going to be easy to capitalise, but if we can even just stick with Norris, good chance we can get the overtake done on the back straight. Norris no longer in Hamilton's DRS, which is probably the biggest thing for me. Andrea is in. Tyre is all over the place though. Oh my days, feels awful. Yikes. So, I think biggest thing, just stick with Norris here. Burn up a little bit off the DRS. Try and get Norris on this out lap.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
We're going to gain a little bit on Lando here as we come into the pits at the end of this lap with Lewis Hamilton and Norris. Going to have a bit of a pit stop race we are. Which team can deliver fastest stop? We did okay. Norris did excellent. Wow, Norris jumped Hamilton. Wasn't expecting that.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
So, Piastri right there on the exit. We've kind of got to go the longer way round, but we do get out ahead of then Piastri by about a tenth of a second. That undercut, very, very powerful. But now we can just get the foot down and drive off up the road also and see the benefit of the fresher rubber, of the rubber that's a lap younger. And in fact, you're already seeing that benefit, I think. Already pulled about 1.5 on Piastri. Make it 1.6. So now, how do we get past Norris and Hamilton? That's been the burning issue all race long. It's been the one issue in our system, I suppose. But how do we do it? If we do it. Or if we can.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake.
This is going to be the toughest battle we have today. Hamilton a little bit of a slide out of turn 2. Right now, just looking a little bit better. Look how far up the road Max Verstappen is. As I said, not really fighting Max though in this race today. Max is certainly on course for his first win of the season. Be the third different driver to win. Or fourth different driver. So we've had Leclerc, we've had Piastri, had obviously ourselves. We're the first repeat winner of the season. But surely this is our opportunity with Lewis. A little bit of contact between ourselves and Lewis down the straight. Don't want to go for it on Norris. Just want to kind of keep back, use the apex, or first to the apex rule there. Now it's just about trying to get, obviously, Lando Norris wait a lap. Nothing really to be gained here besides one position, and besides probably 18 points, or 3 points actually, I should say, because we've currently got 15. And be a healthy score or haul of points over Piastri, who's going to be our threat for the championship at the moment. However, I'll tell you what, Verstappen certainly, even though he's 55 points adrift for this race, he'll be back under 50. Never discount Max, I don't think. Yeah, he could have won the last race in Bahrain, as I've said before.
No tyre
Probably would have won had we not done the one stop, which we made to work. Had we not done that, Verstappen probably would have won and gained a 7-point back there. So could have gained 14 points on us in the last 2 races, which would have been mega. Anyway, I'll just wait a little bit. Focus on getting the perfect exit here, which we've got. And now, simple DRS pass. Easy as they come.
Oh, great stuff. You hit that target.
There we
Really
go.
good job.
So now, it's just about really getting up the road. I don't think we can compete with Max, but certainly not for win. But then, I suppose, see how much pace we had in the reserve, or we have at the moment, if we've got anything to deploy. See how much pace, if any, over Max we have today. We have taken a bit of time out of Max this lap. Good thing is, we're going to leave Jeddah going into Miami. No matter what happens in Miami, we will still be the championship leader. So we're now going to be over a race win clear worth of points, which I know it's early. I know it is early in our season, but that's going to be quite pivotal.
Great
We
work.
do
That's
set the fastest
of
lap.
the race.
As whilst at the same time, the reason I drifted a little bit wider, had to turn on my fan. It's quite hot today. Right, yeah. Just got one of them little desk fans. Does the trick. And when you're racing, okay, it's not too hot, but when you're racing, still get into a little bit of a sweat. You do.
Okay, George, we need to save some ERS, so let's use all the techniques you know about to charge it up.
Yeah, happy.
Just saving ERS now. Car's fast though, I'll tell you that now. Because, right, we've got past Norris, and we've brought the gap down to 10.4, so, you know what, could we have competed with Max today? No idea. I don't really want to say we could have. Don't forget, we do have a lap in tyre deficit, or tyre delta, so that certainly might be a help. But the car is fast, I'll give it that. We're not any necessarily worse off, it's just Max got through the traffic maybe better. And has that given Max the race win today? Probably, but the car is certainly fast, and we've got a few more updates coming. We've got an update before Miami, so that'll be another little update, and then we've got a bigger update coming for Imola, so that's certainly going to be something. How big is the Imola update? I'm not really too sure. I think it's going to be a nice step forward. Lance Stroll out the race. Now, does that cause anything, any late dramas? If it did, I'm not really sure though we'd be in a position to capitalise. unless we wanted to lose track position. We run wide, hopefully come back on. This ain't gonna be a penalty. Please no penalty. Yeah, got away with that one. But yeah, lost a lot of time there. Lost about a second. Very fortunate also not to get a penalty there, because could have easily picked up one. Just got to get our head down, focus and bridge that gap. Want to kind of get up to about 3 seconds, at least if we do then get a penalty. At least I think it would be a little bit better to a certain extent. Got to kind of keep pushing. Definitely got to get that gap up. Ooh, that's
Caution, caution.
in a bit of a dangerous place.
Green flag.
Because sort of like not on the racing line exactly, but certainly not in, I don't think, a safe place. I'm surprised that's not a safety car. In real life, I think you would get a safety car if someone parked there. Definitely wouldn't be okay. Anyway, lap 19 of 25. Gap 1.9 behind, gap 11.2 up front. Yeah, Max, okay, we got that fastest lap, brought the gap down about 10 seconds, but since definitely Max shown better pace. And then also are trying to meet our target a little bit, get back down to now 10.9. So close. Have we done enough? No, not quite. Almost. We are virtually over there. Definitely next lap we'll get that target. In the end, like, we'd need over a second and a half a lap. Probably about 3 seconds a lap on Max. We'd need at this rate. So, unrealistic either way. You wonder where Andrea Kimi Antonelli is, because that's probably the bigger one for the constructors. Just wonder.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're currently 6th. Time last lap, 1:34.4.
Okay, so let's do the maths. We're scoring 18, they're scoring 8, so we're getting 26 points. We're currently getting, I think, 25 at the moment. Gotta be careful though. Because again, just made a small error there, and small errors costing me a little bit of lap time, but yeah.
Yes, mate, we hit the target.
If
nice work.
we don't make a mistake, so long we don't pick up 3-second penalty, I think the gap will be, we'll extend our constructors lead by 1 point, which is also actually important for me. I want to win the constructors with Andrea. I've got to hope he remains steadfast in that P6 though. That's the thing which kind of need Kimi to do, and not have him being overtaken. Very important he finishes this race in P6, and at least then we extend our lead from 15 to 16 points. No fastest lap point, which is something, you know, different this season. If Andrea does obviously drop down one by place, it would only mean we lose a point, but still, it is close. And
car behind
too close.
on you by 0.5 a lap.
So, yeah, the other thing is, kind of need Hamilton to not keep dropping to Piastri, who currently he is. That's going to be vital, because if Piastri gets through, it don't really matter what Andrea does. McLaren will either way pull out 2 points extra up out the bank, and therefore they will lead, well, not lead championship, sorry. They'll get a point taken off us right now. I think Kimi Antonelli has been overtaken. Just gotta hope he can re-get Charles. So now McLaren gaining in the championship, but we'll see. Comes the end of the race. Not much we can do though about that, I don't think. Just one of them things. Whatever happens, happens. Not much we can do to even influence the Hamilton versus Piastri battle, which right now Piastri seems to be dominating in that regard. Looks like the Ferrari's tyres of Hamilton's gone. So if Piastri gets that could be a 2 vital points. There we go. Yeah, if Piastri finishes there in that position, that's only going to be a few extra points for McLaren. And we can say they're pretty much going to be gaining about 3 to 2 points on us, unless Hamilton can gain or keep Piastri at bay. So, yeah, not too worried about Lando behind, just more worried about making a mistake.
Due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
In all honesty, I think things will come back towards us here now. Yeah, you can see. To be fair, I do think maybe we might have the better tyre wear car of all the cars now. Just a theory.
Overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this
McLaren
energy.
does not seem to be good anymore on the tyres. Well, I'm managing the tyres pretty well. Just a small theory that tyres for us are going a little bit easier to manage on this car, particular car. Maybe McLaren struggling a little bit more. Of course, every lap we do anyway on the game, you're going to get naturally, progressively better and better.
Gap to your teammate behind, 0.0 seconds.
There's always that to consider. A little bit of a bang of all that. But we still fight to live, or continue to fight to live another day, or live to fight another day, you want to say. Gap out front definitely going down a lot more rapid now to Verstappen. He's lost a lot of time. Yeah, Max losing a lot of time.
It's Verstappen ahead. Okay, gap to the car in front, 9.5 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. And the time last lap, 1 minute 35.3. Okay, so you're gaining by 8 tenths. 8 tenths.
8 tenths a lap. Now that's more like it. Obviously, it won't be enough. Nowhere near enough. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just put Verstappen under a bit of pressure here. I want to gain her by a bit more. Gonna use up final 2 laps, bit of battery, really try to fly on this tyre as much as I possibly can. Don't think we're gonna catch him, but if we can put him under a bit of pressure, you know, who knows? Maybe he makes a mistake and we inherit the race win. You never know. Or if he's got a car issue, certainly a chance. We've just taken a second out of him in that first sector alone. Verstappen going very, very slowly. Very slow. In fact, so slow. Almost gaining 2 tenths in every corner. Oh! Yeah, that's definitely the race gone, if it weren't gone anyway. But Verstappen certainly affected here by tyre wear. We almost dropped it ourselves. We're going to try and push. You never know. You never know. As they say in football, it's not over until the fat lady sings, as in the whistle goes. And, you know, in Formula 1, it's never over until that checkered flag finally drops. Until someone takes the checkered flag first, and until that checkered flag drops, which is another lap of racing to go. Yes, Verstappen's got a 7.5 second advantage, but you just never ever know. Maybe he has a puncture, which who knows. If he does have a puncture, maybe that just gives us a chance to capitalise. Right now we would obviously be in a race winnable position, in the sense that if he has one mechanical issue on this lap, we know his teammate had a mechanical issue start of the race. If he has a mechanical issue this lap, we'll inherit the win. No doubt about that. So let's see. That can or can't happen. Pushing all the way to the flag now, burning up also any DRS we've got, just to try and take as much out of Verstappen that we possibly can. But it's not going to be enough, because Max Verstappen is going to win in Saudi Arabia then this evening, and we are going to come home a successful P2. Well, I'm still happy. Yes, okay, the win never came. But I tell you what, had we got through a little bit earlier, had we just maybe pulled off the move a lap or two sooner, definitely would have been in contention. It was literally just the fact not getting through early enough, which
it was a joy
cost
to watch
us.
today, honestly, because the driver was clearly able to read the conditions well on track, to use the information properly from the team, and usually come up with the right solution at the right time.
So Verstappen's first win of this campaign, of his maybe start of his championship campaign. First win for also Red Bull Racing in this career mode. They've had a double podium in Bahrain. Max finished second that day. That was, last race? Yes, it was. That was the last race. They had a double podium, didn't they? But then come to Jeddah and taken the race win. And then here, so first race win, double British podium as well for George and obviously Norris, as we're driving as Norris. But anyway, let's get on with the championship and wrap things up. So Max wins by 5.5 seconds from ourselves. Then it is Lando Norris second with Piastri third, Piastri fourth, Leclerc fifth, Antonelli comes home finally sixth. Hamilton really disappeared in that one, coming home seventh. Joshua Pierce in 8th, Alonso 9th, Carlos Sainz 10th, Gasly 11th, Albon 12th, and that is then the finishing order. Championship, this means we extend to 27 points now, and is Leclerc 3rd, and now Max Verstappen moves up into 4th, with Norris all the way down there in 5th. Constructors, McLaren do gain a point, but it's only a point. Ferrari are further back with 33, and Red Bull now on 4th, about to probably overtake the Ferrari team in 3rd. So that's all for today then. I am going to obviously be back tomorrow with 2 live streams. Okay, so I'll be doing Miami in the morning with afternoon for Imola. And yeah, that's obviously episode then, I think 5 this is, race 5. See you all then tomorrow. If you have enjoyed so far, please give a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.